Assalamu alaikum viewers. My name is Sakif Faz Earningwala, and as a part of Rehan AI teacher training course, I'm back with another
Mhm.
discussion session with Chatgpt. And today the topic of our discussion will be how to set achievable goals and stay motivated. So let's dive in. Hello Chatgpt.
Great to be here. That's a solid start. So, when we're talking about setting achievable goals, something worth asking is what makes a goal feel doable to you?
To begin with, I would like to ask what does an achievable goal actually mean and how is it different from simply having a dream?
Right. That's a good distinction. A dream is big, kind of fuzzy, like I want to be fit. A goal is dream plus a clear path, like I'll walk 30 minutes 4 times a week. The key difference is specificity and measurability. Goals have steps, timelines, and success markers. Dreams just drift.
Why do many people set goals with enthusiasm but struggle to follow through after a few weeks?
Classic. At first, the energy's high, then life happens. The plan might be too vague, too big, or not tied closely enough to daily routines. Motivation dips when progress isn't visible. That's why small milestones matter. They keep your brain rewarded.
Okay, before setting a goal, what question should someone ask themselves to make sure the goal truly aligns with the value and priorities?
Try this one. Does this goal matter to me or just to impress someone? And will it still matter in 6 months? If the answer's fuzzy, it's worth refining before you commit.
Can you elaborate on it?
Sure, values are your compass north. If you care about, say, helping others, then a goal to learn a new teaching skill lines up nicely. If your goal clashes with your values, it'll fight you the whole way. Alignment makes effort feel lighter.
Okay, how can we distinguish between ambitious goals that inspire us and unrealistic goals that eventually will lead to disappointment?
Great question. Aim for ambitious, not reckless. Ask, do I have the resources, skills, and time? If not, can you break it into phases? If a goal requires magic to pull off, it's not realistic yet. Stretch it. Don't stretch yourself thin.
How can someone know if the goal is unrealistic until one has tried it?
You often can't know for sure, but you can do small tests. Try a 1 week version. If progress feels stuck, even with effort, revisit the scope or the supports you need. That's not failure, it's calibration. Most big wins come from iterating, not perfect guessing.
Okay, you mentioned about iterating. I think I have heard somewhere the term smart goals. So, what is this framework and can it be used effectively in goal setting?
Check in. Yeah, SMART is one of the simplest, most practical frameworks. It means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. If your goal checks those boxes, it's much easier to act on and track. It turns big, foggy dreams into actual to do steps. Give it like turning a sketch into a blueprint.
Okay, once we have set goals, what is the best way to break them down into smaller, manageable milestones that keep us moving along?
Start by asking, what's the next smallest result that proves I'm on track? Make milestones that are concrete and visible, like finishing one chapter or one workout routine. Celebrate tiny wins. They add up and keep the fire going.
You mentioned to keep the fire going, but motivation often comes and goes. How can I continue making progress even on days when I simply don't feel motivated?
Motivation is unreliable. Systems are have a bare minimum action for bad days, something tiny like 5 minutes. So you keep consistency. Consistency beats intensity over time. And sometimes rest is the most productive move, keeps you human.
You mentioned about consistency. So, what role do these consistent daily habits and routines play in achieving long-term goals?
They are the game. Daily habits are the engine. Big goals are the road trip. Align small actions with your direction. Review weekly, tweak when needed, and protect the routine more than the mood. That's how the small stuff compounds into the long win.
Uh, Setbacks are also part and are inevitable at some stage. So, how should we respond when things don't go according to our plan without losing
Tr-
our confidence?
First, pause. Don't spiral. Ask what exactly went off track and what part you can control next. Then reframe it as data, not a verdict. Adjust the plan, shrink the step, or get a missing tool. Confidence comes back when you see that you can steer again, even slowly. That's resilience in action.
On the matter of progress, how can I measure progress in a meaningful way so that I can stay motivated without being obsessed with perfection?
Measure progress by direction, not perfection. Use simple indicators like, did I do the habit today? Or did I learn one new thing? Weekly check ins beat daily nitpicks. Ask, did I move the needle a bit? That kind of progress feels real without demanding perfect days. Good enough consistently is the win.
Great advice. Uh, People often compare themselves to others and lose motivation. So, how can we stay focused on our own journey instead of someone else's success?
Catch the comparison thought early and name it. Then flip the lens. What's one thing I improved this week? Track personal baselines, not other people's highlight reels. And curate your inputs. Less scrolling, more doing. Your path is yours, and staying on it is success enough most days.
Sometimes there is some form of advice or accountability from friends or mentors. So, does it improve our chances of success, or and if so, what's the best way to use this accountability or feedback effectively?
Checking. Yes, accountability helps if it's constructive. Pick people who encourage growth, not just critique. Ask for specific feedback like, what's one thing I could improve this week? Treat feedback as information, not judgment. It's fuel for iteration, not a verdict. Don't audition for perfection. Collaborate for progress.
Are there any AI tools that can help in effective goal setting? And if so, can you suggest some of them?
Checking. Yeah. ChatGPT can help brainstorm and plan. Notion AI for task planning, Trello or Asana AI for project tracking, Microsoft Copilot or Gemini for scheduling and summaries, and habit trackers like Habitica or Streaks for daily consistency. The trick is to use them as coaches, not crutches. They organize and remind, but you bring the commitment. That's the combo that sticks.
How can I utilize ChatGPT in this regards? Can you elaborate with some example?
Checking. Sure, say your goal is to learn AI in 3 months. Ask ChatGPT to make it a SMART goal. Then break it into a week by week plan. Each day, you can ask, what's the most important task for me today to stay on track? At week's end, paste what you did and ask for adjustments. If motivation sags, ask for a get back on track mini plan. Think of ChatGPT as a coach, not a cheerleader. It keeps the structure when your energy dips and helps you iterate rather than quit. Consistency beats intensity.
Another aspect can be the issue of multiple goals, and mostly the goals that are competing for attention and are in totally different orientations. So how should they be compared or fared against each other, and or how can we prioritize without feeling overwhelmed or giving up altogether?
Checking. That's carding. Pick one primary goal, one secondary at smaller effort, and park the rest on a later list. Revisit monthly. Ask, does this still matter right now? Fewer goals, deeper progress, less overwhelm. That's how to keep your motivation focused and sustainable.
Finally, if you could give one practical advice to someone who wants to set achievable goals and stay motivated for long term, what would it be and how can they start applying it today?
Pick one goal that matters most right now. Make it smart. Define one tiny step for today. Do it. Then tomorrow, do the next step. Simple beats impressive. Keep showing up, and the motivation follows.
Thank you for the great session, ChatGPT.
Glad it helped.
Viewers, that's all from my side. Happy smart goal setting journey to you. And I will be back with another discussion. Until then, signing off. Allah Hafiz.